Hello there. Tonight, we're drifting far out into the open ocean, to a place where the world grows wide, quiet, and impossibly calm. A place where whales, the gentle giants of the sea, move through deep waters with slow, graceful ease, their voices echoing softly across the blue. Imagine settling into the warm hush of your bed as the ocean spreads out in every direction, the waves rising and falling like a peaceful breath beneath the night sky. Far below the surface, whales travel through dim blue corridors, gliding through shimmering currents, their rhythms steady and unhurried, perfectly in tune with the quiet calm we seek as we drift towards sleep. Tonight's story is a comforting journey through the soothing truths of whales, how they communicate across vast oceans, how they nurture their young with patience and tenderness, how their slow, powerful movements create a sense of peace that reaches all the way to the surface. You'll hear gentle facts about their migrations, their songs, their ancient intelligence, and the way these remarkable beings shape the world with their presence alone, all shared softly, slowly, like gentle waves sliding across the shore. So take a long, deep breath in and let it fall out slowly. If you enjoy these calming stories, feel free to like, comment, or share them with someone who could use a moment of quiet. It helps others find their way here, to this peaceful corner of the night. For now, relax your shoulders, soften your mind, and let the slow, steady grace of the whales carry you gently into deep, restful sleep. Your quiet ocean journey begins now. Whales are often called the calm giants of the sea, and as you settle deeper into this story, you'll begin to understand why. Everything about them, their movement, their voices, their history, carries a quietness that reaches across the ocean itself. They are enormous, yes, but their size never feels frightening. Instead, it feels reassuring, like the presence of something steady, ancient, and kind. As you let your mind drift, you may imagine yourself floating in a wide, open seascape. Soft swells rising and falling beneath you, the water dark and deep, and somewhere below, a whale gliding effortlessly, unbothered by time or distance. Whales are mammals, just like us, and this alone sets the tone for their gentle existence. They breathe air, they nurse their young, they form families, bonds, and lifelong connections. They aren't creatures that rush or race. Their lives unfold in long, graceful arcs. Many whales live for 50, 60, even 100 years. Some species, like the bowhead whale, may live well over 2 centuries, longer than almost any other animal on Earth. Imagine that, a creature gliding through Arctic waters that was alive before electricity was invented, before the world had phones or planes, or cities that glitter at night. A being that has listened to centuries of shifting ice, drifting snow, and creaking, groaning sea. There is something indescribably peaceful about that, as if whales carry the patience of centuries within them. Many species move with a slowness that can lull the most restless mind. Blue whales, the largest animals ever to have lived, can reach lengths of nearly 100 feet, but their heartbeat, in moments of rest, slows to just 2 beats per minute, 2 calm, steady pulses in the vastness of their body. Scientists say that in the deep sea, you could stand beside a blue whale's heart and barely hear it at all. A soft, distant thump echoing through gallons of water. A heartbeat so slow, it invites your own body to relax with it. And then there's their movement. When whales swim, they do not thrash or struggle against the water. Instead, they glide. Their tails move in slow, powerful strokes that push them forward with ease. Their bodies bend gently, like ribbons following the curves of the sea. Watching a whale swim is like watching a cloud drift or a tree sway. A quiet, repeating motion that calms everything inside you. Humpback whales, in particular, are known for their fluid, graceful behavior. Despite their massive size, they leap, twist, and glide through the air with a gentleness that seems impossible. When they return to the water, they often land with a soft splash, the surface rippling outward like a slow-moving sigh. Many people who witness it describe the same feeling, a deep sense of awe mixed with peace, like watching something both powerful and gentle at the same time. And perhaps one of the most relaxing truths about whales is that they rarely fight. They aren't aggressive creatures. Their size means they have no natural predators in adulthood, and instead of using their strength to dominate, they spend most of their lives feeding, traveling, singing, and caring for their young. In many ways, they embody the idea of peaceful existence, moving through the world without rushing, harming, or competing unnecessarily. One of the most comforting things about whales is their intelligence. Their brains are enormous, complex, rich with folds and structures connected to emotional processing and social understanding. Sperm whales, for example, have the largest brains of any creature on Earth. Their heads hold organs of sound, memory, communication, and navigation. Some scientists believe that whale societies are as structured and emotionally deep as those of elephants or great apes, full of cooperation, familial bonds, and lifelong companionships. This intelligence shows in their communication. Whales don't simply make noise, they sing. Their songs can travel through the ocean for miles, carried by currents and deep water channels. Blue whales sing in tones so low, they are often felt more than heard, vibrations that hum through the body like distant thunder. Humpback whales sing long, complex songs that evolve over time, sometimes lasting hours without repeating. These songs aren't loud or sharp. They're slow, mellow, and melodic, flowing like waves through a dream. Imagine drifting in warm water with your eyes closed, hearing the deep, soothing hum of a whale somewhere far below. A sound older than language, older than memory, vibrating softly through the body of the sea. A sound that has traveled for miles just to reach you. It is one of the most calming sensations a person can experience. A reminder that even in the deepest parts of the world, there are voices singing in the dark. Some whales sleep in gentle, drifting formations. Sperm whales often rest vertically, suspended like giant pillars beneath the surface, their bodies rising and falling with the waves. They remain still, floating in silence, entering a state of slow, deep rest. In these moments, the ocean holds them, lifting and lowering them in a rhythmic sway. If you could see them, you might feel the same sensation in your own body, that quiet rocking, that soft surrender to the water. Other species sleep while gently swimming, moving just enough to breathe. Their pace becomes incredibly slow, their awareness drifting, their bodies guided by instinct. Even in rest, whales are never frantic. Their slowness is deliberate, peaceful, deep. They live in a world without walls, without clocks, without constant noise. Their lives unfold in rhythm with tides, migrations, and seasons. They follow ancient paths across the globe, swimming thousands of miles each year with purpose and memory. Whales also show tenderness that feels almost human. Mothers care for their calves with patience and attentiveness. They stay close, swimming side by side, nudging gently, guiding their young through the first breath, the first dive, the first migration. A mother whale will push her calf toward the surface after birth to help it breathe. She will defend it, teach it, sing to it, and stay near it for years. This bond is quiet, steady, and full of warmth. A calming reminder that even in the wild, care and love exist in deep, enduring ways. Whales also form friendships. Pods of orcas, for example, stay with their families for life. Grandmothers lead their groups with knowledge passed down through generations. Young whales play together, rolling, splashing, nudging, and exploring the water with gentle curiosity. These interactions create a sense of emotional richness that many people find soothing. The idea that beneath the waves, entire communities live in harmony. Some whales use bubbles like ard, swirling them into spirals, circles, and nets. Humpback whales create bubble rings that drift upward in delicate shapes, shimmering and expanding as they rise through the water. This behavior is often used for feeding, but sometimes it appears to be play, an expression of joy, creativity, or curiosity. There is something dreamlike about that image, a giant whale spinning circles of silver bubbles, each one rising toward the light like hundreds of drifting stars. If you close your eyes, you can almost imagine floating in the water, watching those bubbles pass overhead. Slow, shimmering, peaceful. Even the way whales eat is calm. Many species feed by simply gliding through clouds of tiny fish or krill, taking wide, sweeping mouthfuls as they swim. They do not bite or attack their food. They open their jaws, drift forward, and let the ocean offer what it will. Their feeding is slow, rhythmic, and almost meditative. The more you explore the world of whales, the more you realize how deeply they embody calm. Their entire existence is shaped by quiet rhythms. The rise and fall of the sea, the pulse of migration routes, the slow breath that enters their lungs, then leaves again in a soft, misty plume. Everything about them says, slow down, breathe, drift, listen. Whales remind us that life does not always need to rush, that strength does not always need to shout, that depth, wisdom, and gentleness can exist in the same being. And as you listen tonight, letting these facts settle into your thoughts, you might notice your breath softening, your mind loosening its grip, your body relaxing just a little deeper, because whales carry a presence that encourages rest, a steady, soothing quiet that reaches even into the mind. For now, imagine the calm giants of the sea moving beneath you, slow, ancient, peaceful, and let their rhythm guide you gently towards sleep. Whales have always lived in a world shaped by sound, a vast blue realm where light fades quickly, but vibrations travel farther than anywhere on Earth. In the deep ocean, everything speaks softly through ripples, pulses, and long waves of tone. And perhaps nothing in nature is as gentle, mysterious, or calming as whale song. Imagine drifting just below the ocean's surface, where the water cradles you in its cool embrace. Sunlight filters down in shifting silver strands, but beneath that shimmering curtain, the world is made of sound, soft, steady, and endlessly spacious. It is here, in this quiet blue world, that whales share their voices. Some whales sing notes so deep they're almost felt rather than heard. Low, distant vibrations that travel more than hundreds, even thousands of miles. Others sing melodies that rise and fall like slow ocean breaths. long, echoing phrases that stretch across the water in shimmering curves. Each song is unhurried. Each tone expands gently, like ripples drifting outward in a calm bay. The most soothing truth of all is this: whales don't make sound just to be heard. They make sound to belong, to connect, to understand, to navigate an underwater world where their voices become maps, conversations, and memories. In the open ocean, a single whale's call can travel farther than any sound made by a living creature on Earth. The deep sea acts like a cathedral, carrying their notes effortlessly through water that is still, cool, and quiet. When a whale sings, it fills the ocean around it, like soft lantern light glowing through a dark room. Some species, like the humpback, create songs so complex and gentle, they almost feel like lullabies. Long, slow moans blend with soft chirps and distant echoes, forming patterns that repeat and evolve with the passing seasons. These songs are shared by entire populations, spreading gradually across ocean basins, as though the whales are teaching one another, slowly, patiently, a new verse of an ancient ocean song. Scientists still don't know exactly why whales sing, but the possibilities are all peaceful, thoughtful, and deeply soothing. They may sing to communicate across great distances, to guide one another through shifting waters, or simply to express the gentle rhythms of their lives in the deep. One of the most calming facts is that whale songs often last for hours. A single melody, soft, mournful, beautiful, can drift through the sea without stopping, repeating in slow cycles like the rise and fall of waves. It's a kind of underwater meditation, unbroken, unhurried, timeless. And though we think of whales as solitary giants, the truth is that many of them live in close-knit groups, families who recognize one another's voices the way we recognize familiar faces. A whale mother and her calf stay in constant sound with each other, their calls weaving together like two gentle lines in the same melody. Even in the vast ocean, they are never far apart. Their voices create a soft, invisible thread that keeps them connected through miles of dark water. Some whales use short clicks and pulses to see the ocean around them, a process called echolocation. It's a kind of sound painting, little bursts of tone that bounce off nearby objects and return with information. The distance of a rock wall, the shape of a school of fish, the movements of another whale nearby. For them, sound is not just hearing, it's understanding, navigating, and feeling the world in a way no human ever could. Imagine the comfort of living in a world where every sound is soft, spacious, and meaningful, where every echo tells you that you are not alone, where the ocean carries your voice farther than the horizon itself. Some of the gentlest whale sounds are barely detectable to the human ear, low rumbles that hum like distant thunder, vibrating through the deep in waves that last for long, peaceful minutes. These ultra-low calls are so calming, so slow, that they mimic the rhythm of deep breathing. When heard quietly, they feel like the ocean itself exhaling. Other whales make almost musical sounds. Gentle whistles, long whooshes, soft metallic pings that sparkle through the water like drifting bubbles. Together, these create an underwater soundscape unlike anything else on Earth. A place where sound moves in slow motion, where notes take on shape and space, and where silence is just as beautiful as song. One especially soothing fact is that whale songs never rush. They unfold with patience, with intention, with all the time in the world. No haste, No urgency, just the steady, fluid rhythm of life carried by water. As night falls over the ocean, the world above grows still. The sky darkens, waves soften, and stars appear far overhead. But below, in the deep, the whales continue their songs, a slow chorus drifting through the dark. Their voices become part of the nighttime ocean, like quiet lanterns glowing beneath the waves. Listening to whales reminds us that the ocean is a place of calm, not chaos. A place where even the largest beings speak softly. A place where sound is gentle and patient, guiding creatures through the water with kindness rather than force. And perhaps most peaceful realization of all is this: whales don't simply live in the ocean. They belong to it, deeply, gracefully, harmoniously. Their songs are expressions of connection, belonging, and presence. Even now, as you listen to these soothing facts, you may feel your breath slowing slightly, matching the calm, unhurried rhythms of the whales themselves. Their world invites you to soften, to float, to let thoughts drift like bubbles rising toward the surface. Whale songs are reminders that life can move slowly, that communication can be gentle, that even in vast, deep places, there is beauty, order, and peace. And as we drift toward the next chapter, the echoes of the ocean continue to hum softly in the background. A calm, spacious melody carrying you deeper into rest. Whales are among the greatest travelers on Earth, undertaking migrations so long and so quiet that they almost feel like myths drifting beneath the waves. Their journeys stretch across entire oceans, guided not by maps or stars, but by instincts older than human memory. Some species travel thousands of miles each year, moving from warm birthing grounds to colder feeding waters and back again, tracing routes that have remained unchanged for generations. These migrations unfold slowly, peacefully, and with a sense of purpose that feels almost meditative. There's no rush in the whale's world, only a gentle, steady movement through deep water, as if the ocean itself shows them the way. As whales travel, they pass through layers of the sea that few creatures ever experience. Near the surface, sunlight filters down in soft beams, turning the water pale blue and shimmering. But as the whales dive deeper, the world grows quieter and darker, wrapped in shades of indigo and velvet. Pressure increases, light fades, and the familiar sounds of the surface fall away. Yet whales move through these depths with ease, their bodies perfectly shaped for long, gliding travel. They swim with slow, powerful strokes of the tail, conserving energy, drifting whenever they can, allowing the ocean's natural currents to carry them forward. Their journeys blend effort with surrender, motion with stillness. Some dives last only a few minutes, others stretch into an hour or more. Sperm whales, for example, swim down thousands of feet into the twilight zone, a place where sunlight cannot reach and where strange, bioluminescent creatures drift like floating stars. Down here, the ocean feels more like space than water, vast, silent, and incredibly calm. Whales glide through this world as if they belong to it, their presence gentle despite their immense size. The deep ocean accepts them without resistance, offering a peaceful passage through its cool, shadowed blue. When whales surface again, it is like a slow return to consciousness. First, faint light begins to glow above them. Then the pressure eases. The water brightens into shifting shades of blue. Finally, they break through the surface with a soft exhale, a gentle burst of mist that rises into the air and vanishes just as quickly. This breath carries away the depth, the darkness, the pressure, and prepares them for the next part of their journey. Their breathing is slow, rhythmic, and deeply calming, echoing the quiet cycles of the ocean around them. Throughout these long migrations, whales encounter countless moments of stillness. They drift near the surface during the calmest hours of the day, allowing their bodies to rest in the sun-warmed water. They glide alongside family members, traveling in loose, peaceful groups called pods. Sometimes they move close enough to touch fins, sharing comfort and presence as they continue across open water. Other times, they separate, trusting that the vastness of the sea will eventually guide them back together. Whales seem to understand something humans often forget: that journeys do not need to be rushed, that it is possible to travel far without forcing the pace, and that movement can be a form of rest when done gently. In many ways, the paths whales follow are like quiet maps etched into the ocean itself. Even newborn calves, only months old, seem to sense which direction to go, guided by instinct and the steady presence of their mothers. Their migrations follow the rhythms of the planet, the changing seasons, the shifting temperatures, the subtle movement of ocean currents. These journeys connect warm tropical waters with cool northern seas, linking distant parts of the world through slow, continuous motion. Each mile traveled is part of a larger cycle, repeated year after year, like a long, soothing breath shared between the whales and the ocean. Whales navigate these waters with remarkable awareness. They listen to the sounds of distant waves, the echoes of underwater mountains, and the calls of other whales far beyond the range of human hearing. Some scientists believe whales can sense the Earth's magnetic field, using it as a kind of invisible compass. Others think they memorize features of the sea, deep trenches, seamounts, and currents, just as a traveler memorizes the feel of familiar paths. Whatever the method, whales rarely lose their way. Even across thousands of miles of open water, they move with a calm confidence, following a route that seems both ancient and effortless. Along the way, they pass through regions of incredible beauty. Near coastlines, they glide over forests of kelp swaying gently in the tide. In deeper waters, they drift above vast underwater canyons. Sometimes they travel near the surface, while the moon shines above them, turning the ocean silver and soft. Other times, they move through storms, unhurried, even as rain patters on the waves above. Through every kind of weather, in every season, the whale's journey continues with the same peaceful persistence. There is something deeply comforting about the way whales travel, slowly, steadily, without strain. They do not resist the ocean, they move with it. They do not rush to the end of their journey. They trust the rhythm of the sea to guide them there. Their migrations remind us that we, too, can move through life more gently, more slowly, with more trust in the quiet currents beneath us. And as whales glide through the deep, their presence leaves a kind of calm in the water behind them, a soft, invisible trail of peace that drifts through the ocean long after they pass. Their journeys are not just distances traveled. They are living reminders that even the largest beings on Earth can move with grace and quiet confidence. In this way, the deep ocean becomes both a pathway and a sanctuary for whales, a place where their size becomes freedom, where the world's pressure melts away into silence, and where each mile traveled feels like part of a slow, soothing dream. Their journeys are long, but never lonely, vast, but never rushed, And in the soft rhythm of their motion, there is a message for us too, that peace can be found not just at the destination, but in the gentle way we move from one moment to the next. As the night deepens over the open sea, the rhythms of the ocean begin to soften into something even more peaceful. A long, slow exhale from a world that has existed in quiet harmony for millions of years. The waters calm, smoothing themselves into wide, steady breaths that rise and fall beneath the stars. And somewhere beneath that gentle surface, whales continue their slow, patient drifting, each movement unhurried, each breath a soft echo of ancient wisdom carried through the deep. You imagine the ocean now as a vast cradle of stillness, stretching endlessly in every direction. The last colors of twilight vanish beyond the horizon, leaving only the deep indigo of the night sky above. A scattering of stars reflects softly on the water, each point of light shimmering like a distant memory. The moon rises slowly, its pale glow opening a silvery path along the waves. And in the hush of this peaceful darkness, the world feels wide, quiet, and safe. Far below the surface, whales glide through this underwater night with the same grace they carry through the day. Their movements are slow and gliding, like drifting clouds. They move not with force, but with intention, conserving energy, letting the ocean support them, trusting the water to carry their weight. Their tails rise and fall in broad, smooth arcs, sending gentle ripples through the sea. Every gesture feels thoughtful, calm, grounded in a kind of ancient peace. Some whales rest near the surface, floating in place as if held up by the moonlight itself. Others sink into deeper layers of the sea, where the water grows cooler and the world becomes blue and shadowed. Down there, sounds travel farther, stretching into long, echoing calls that drift for miles. Even in rest, whales hum softly to one another, low, soothing vibrations that roll through the still water like the deep purr of the ocean itself. You picture one of these great creatures resting just beneath the waves, its massive form moving with the slow rising and falling of its breath. The sound of water swirls gently around its body, brushing against its smooth skin in steady rhythms. Each breath the whale takes sends a quiet plume of mist into the air, vanishing into the cool night. And each exhale softens the world around it, like a sigh released after a long, gentle journey. Above, the sea remains calm. The surface ripples only slightly, touched by the faintest breeze. Moonlight glides across the water in long ribbons of silver and pale blue, shimmering with each undulation. The ocean seems to hold its breath with the whales, steady, patient, as if honoring their rest. You notice how slow everything feels here, how unhurried, how simple. The ocean is a place without clocks, without rush, without sharp edges. Every movement is softened by water, every sound stretched into something soothing and low. Down in these depths, even time feels loose, drifting like a piece of kelp, carried by the gentlest current. The whales follow these currents, not out of necessity, but out of instinct, trusting the sea to lead them where they need to go. Somewhere in the distance, a whale begins a soft, low song. It isn't a full melody, not the long cascading verses of their daytime calls, but a quiet murmur, a single echo that seems to linger in the water like a floating lantern. Another whale responds with a faint tone of its own, and the two sounds weave together in the dark, creating a slow, soothing harmony that travels through the night. The ocean becomes a cathedral of sound, hushed and resonant, filled with music that was never meant to be hurried, You imagine yourself drifting with them, your body weightless, your mind unburdened, your thoughts softening like footprints washed away by tide. The slow sweep of the whale's tails becomes the rhythm of your breath, rising, falling, settling deeper into quiet. Their songs echo through your imagination like distant lullabies, guiding your awareness gently downward, into calm, into stillness. Each moment becomes softer, warmer, slower, and you begin to feel the same peace that whales have known for generations. A peace found only in trusting the water to hold you. The ocean grows darker, but not frighteningly so. Its darkness feels like a blanket, vast, enveloping, and safe. Tiny flashes of bioluminescence spark here and there, shimmering like small stars drifting through the deep. They glow softly with each movement of water, creating trails of faint blue light that trace the shapes of currents. Even the darkness of the sea feels alive with quiet beauty. As the whales rest, as the ocean quiets itself, as the night deepens, you feel yourself drifting too. Drifting not in water, but in thought, in breath, in the slow, safe surrender toward sleep. The world grows softer around you. Your breathing deepens. Your body becomes warm and heavy, sinking into comfort as if supported by the sea itself. There is nothing left to do now. No direction to swim, no surface to reach, no sound to interpret. Only drifting, only calm, only the slow rhythm of the whales guiding you gently inward. The ocean holds you tenderly, the way it holds everything within it, with patience, with steadiness, with a wisdom as vast as the sky. Your awareness begins to fade, like light sinking beneath the waves. The whale's songs become distant, then softer, then part of the sea itself. The world narrows to breath and warmth and the faint echo of the ocean's lullaby. And as you drift deeper into rest, deeper into the quiet, deeper into the cradle of this vast, peaceful sea, the story gently dissolves, but the ocean stays with you. Let its calm hold you. Let its rhythm soothe you. Let the whales guide you the rest of the way into deep, healing sleep.